Around the 50s, while two groups of Koreans were struggling for their idealism, on the other side of the mountain, we had a bunch of Californian surfers bored with shitty waves and with extra time to smoke pot. That's when some of these guys came up with the idea of surfing on the streets, tweaking some wood plank with rollerblade wheels. No one knows for sure the exact year this all happened, neither who was the first person to come up with that idea. But who really cares? So in 1963, skateboarding got everybody's attention. Not as much as the new Beatles album, neither the tragic murder of John Kennedy. But it was still enough for the birth of many companies and local competitions. How sweet was that? But between 1965 and 1970, we had a tough time for skateboard, just like a rough time for the American troops fighting in Vietnam. Skateboarding was not that popular anymore. Companies went bankrupt, and the people who were still practicing the sport had to manufacture their own equipment, which made it very dangerous since most used shitty stuff like clay wheels. Those were replaced by urethane wheels, invented in 1972 by Frank Nasworthy and sold by his own company, the Cadillac wheels. After that, the interest among kids increased. Those same kids that, so far, spent hours playing Pong. And in 1975, many kids left Jaws behind and went to the Oceans Festival held in Del Mar, California. It was a traditional freestyle and slalom contest. That day, Zephyr Team showed the world what skateboarding could be. They rode their boards like no one had before, right in the public eye, low and smooth. And skateboarding was taken from being a hobby to something serious and exciting. The Zephyr Team had many members, but the most famous were Tony Alva, Jay Adams, and Stacy Peralta. Inspired by the new style introduced by the Z-Boys in 1978, a skater called Alan Gelfand didn't care about the blast-off of the game Space Invaders and invented the trick that would change the whole story of skateboarding, the ollie, which is basically when the skate jumps off the floor. Mind-blowing. In 1984, while the VCR was getting very popular, Stacy Peralta teamed up with George Powell to create the first skateboarding video ever, the Bones Brigade video show. That shit was insane.
Hello.
The team included Steve Caballero, Tony Hawk, Rodney Mullen, Stacy Peralta, and other huge-name skaters.
Sup?
In the beginning of the 90s, skateboarding started to grow along the punk culture and gained a strong criminal image. And in 1994, World Cup Skateboarding, WCS, was founded to oversee the biggest skateboarding competitions all over the world. After that, in 1995, the first X Games were held, giving a lot of attention to the sport. So, in 1997, due to Winter X Games, skateboarding became classified as an extreme sport. Many skaters rebel against the stag and resent skateboarding's slide into the mainstream. Since 2000, the buzz in the media and several products have pulled skateboarding into bringing more and more smiles on people's faces. Also, with more money rolling around skateboarding, there are more skate parks, better equipment, and more companies to keep innovating and creating cool new shit.